Darrell, I had a nice time, but I think we ought to wait on the kiss.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I haven't practiced yet. We just had Ben when I finished law school.
And I knew if I told you...
Bobby had an affair with this woman. An affair.
Your one vote. You sound just like every other politician.
Do I look like every other politician?
Ian's choice, which I respect and understand, that he didn't want to be here anymore.
Okay, let's be real. Can you list Hollywood legends on one hand without the name Regina King instantly popping into mind?
Our first guest tonight is one of the finest actors. She has an Oscar, 4 Emmys. Please welcome Regina King.
From her stealing the show from a very young age to how she carries herself in every room, something about this woman screams iconic.
Take on projects that were the best of Hollywood.
Received that with grace. I was making a decision that I wouldn't be able to look in the mirror.
Yet behind all the grace, undeniable talent, and numerous awards, have you ever wondered if even the incredible Regina King has some crazy mess lurking behind the scenes? From her messy divorce and being left heartbroken on Valentine's Day to the death of her only child.
Parent loses a child, you still wonder, what could I have done so that wouldn't have happened? And the sadness never go away. It'll always be with me.
Trust me, Regina's life hasn't been exactly a smooth stroll down the red carpet. So baby, why don't we dive into the life of Regina? Because you just might not believe what this woman has been through. With 4 Emmy Awards, 1 Oscar, and a trophy case packed with other accolades, it's not even a question if Regina King has made it in her career. This woman has proved herself as an actress, crushing the stage, one scene at a time.
I do something different for every single role that I play. It's the beauty of my life that I've been working for over 35 years.
But before we dive into her big wins and big roles, let's rewind to the early days of the star's life. Born on January 15, 1971 in sunny Los Angeles, California, Regina Renee King was destined for greatness.
The city that I'm born and bred in, Southland, LA, oh my God.
But not exactly a normal childhood. Sure, the talent was there from the start. I mean, this kid was basically born to act. But her family life, let's just say, it wasn't the picture-perfect nuclear setup. Fast forward to 1985 when 16-year-old Regina landed her first big break on the hit show 227.
Eddie Murphy, that's all I ever hear.
Daddy!
Mary!
Lester?
Sorry.
I did go there to do the stage play, 227.
In that?
I was in the play. I didn't play her daughter in the play. I played another character called Sweetie that was the bad, fast child from around the way.
She played Brenda Jenkins, the role that practically shot her straight into stardom and made her America's sweetheart overnight. And let me tell you, my girl wasn't just famous, she was also raking in the cash big time. In fact, Rage earned so much that she was able to buy herself a car for her sweet 16.
For her birthday last year, you got a brand new blue Toyota MR2.
It was a gift to myself.
It was.
Yeah.
I guess when you have a job at that age on
yeah.
television, you get a gift like that.
I mean, isn't that every teenage girl's dream? But here's something that you wouldn't expect. Her mom, Gloria, totally crashed her car.
All that my mother drove my car and she got into an accident.
But hey, before you go judging Gloria, let's talk about why she's a super mom. Gloria was in every sense Regina's rock. She raised Regina and her sister Raina single-handedly after her messy split from their dad in 1987. And honey, it's safe to say Regina's dad wasn't exactly father of the year material. The man was more of the missing in action, gone for months at a time type of dad. But thankfully, Regina had her mom, who not only taught her daughters to dream big, but made sure they knew they could achieve anything they set their minds to. Gloria taught Regina how to navigate Hollywood and, just as importantly, how to make smart decisions when it came to money.
She did well. She saved my money and...
Nice.
Yeah, when I had a pause in the career where I wasn't really booking jobs, I was very appreciative that she had saved that money.
I mean, talk about winning the mom lottery. Yet, trust me, even Rage's mom couldn't prepare her for the one or two messes everyone's bound to face in Hollywood. After 227, Regina's star didn't just rise, boo. It exploded. She was in everything from Boys in the Hood
He's fine anyway. You better watch it.
to Poetic Justice.
This is Lucky, and you already know Chicago.
Friday,
Going with Debbie and what's up with Rita?
Rita who?
Jerry Maguire,
So what do you stand for?
You want to leave me?
What do you stand for?
and Baby. Each role was hotter than the last. But hold up, cause soon enough, Regina wasn't just playing the game, she was changing it. She went from in front of the camera to behind it, directing and producing like a boss.
A moment where you are not having some form of discovery, whether it's about discovery.
But while Sis's career was out here soaring, she was collecting awards like they were going out of style. Let's just say the drama off camera was a whole nother story. And hey, what better place to start than with Regina's roller coaster of a love life? In 1995, she began dating Ian Alexander Sr., the VP of Quest Records, and things heated up fast. By January 19, 1996, they welcomed a baby boy, Ian Alexander Jr., into the world. And honey, trust me, Regina was beyond smitten with her son. But let's dive into that mother-son bond a little later. For now, let's get back to the romance, or should I say, drama. In 1997, Regina and Ian Sr. said I do, making things official. But sadly, not every fairy tale ends happily ever after. Word on the street was that Ian had a few serious skeletons in his closet. Apparently, not only was he cheating, but he was also dealing with substance abuse issues that threatened to tear them apart. And as much as we'd love a happy ending, by 2006, their marriage was done. Just like her own childhood, Regina's son Ian ended up with a MIA father figure. But if you think the heartbreak stopped there, well, think again. Cause fast forward to 2011, and Regina was deep into a romance with actor Malcolm Jamal Warner. Sis had known him for years, so she felt like she'd finally met the one. But, spoiler alert, she was wrong.
I am mourning the loss of Regina and Malcolm Jamal Warner. I thought you guys were a perfect couple.
Right.
But with that said, you're not together anymore.
Malcolm dumped her, wait for it, on Valentine's Day. Ouch. But what's even crazier, his excuse was that he just wasn't feeling it anymore, tossing their 2-year relationship out of the window like trash. Regina and her son had to pack up and move out of his house, so of course Regina was crushed. But being the queen she is, Regina brushed it off and moved on with her head held high. After all, who needs Malcolm when you're Regina King? Now, we all know Hollywood isn't exactly a walk in the park, especially if you're a black woman trying to make it to the top. And trust me, even Regina wasn't immune to the drama and challenges that come with that territory. Sure, today she's got 4 Emmys under her belt now. I mean, hello, living legend. But believe it or not, Regina once had some serious things to say about those awards.
You wrote an opinion piece a few years ago criticizing the Emmys for honoring so few people of color.
She felt like the Emmys were falling short of recognizing people of color, and for a while, she didn't even think she'd get nominated. But let me tell you, not even speaking her truth could dim that unstoppable shine of hers.
When I pressed send on that piece, I kind of felt like, well, I'll probably never get nominated. So the fact that I was able to point out statistics and express how I felt and still come back around full circle and be celebrated by the Emmy organization was a reward within itself.
I mean, who else is capable of breaking through and making even Hollywood take notice? Okay, so let's get back to Regina's unbreakable bond with her only child, Ian.
My favorite thing about myself is being Ian's mom. When a parent loses a child, you still wonder, what could I have done so that wouldn't have happened?
While collecting one of her numerous awards, Regina once shared how being a mom to Ian was her greatest accomplishment.
The fact that I get to share this night with you, the best date in the house, make being a mother my greatest accomplishment. I love you.
And if you know her, you know she meant every word.
What's going on?
I just feel like, I did something right in life with him. He's just a wonderful young man, and that was just a great time together.
Despite her busy schedule, Regina was the mom who made it work. She had since shared how she refused to take jobs outside of LA so she could be there for him every step of the way.
I was a mother and I made the decision to go back to TV. And so that I would not be taking roles that would take me out of the city. And I wanted my son to be in regular school.
You refused to take work outside of LA so that you could be with Ian as he was growing up.
What do you miss most about not having him at home?
Man, we kind of had the Kool-Aid house, so it's quiet. And that's it's just so different.
Regina had also shared a convo she had with another friend of hers who was white about the differences in what they have to teach their respective sons if they ever get pulled over by the police.
One of my girlfriends who's white and our sons are the same age and getting ready for their driving tests. And when she discovered that a conversation that I have to have with Ian about rules of driving differed from hers.
I mean, the reality of the differences is quite sad. But if there's one thing this all points to, it's that Regina loved her son. So when the news broke on January 21st, 2022, that her son had committed suicide at just 26, the world seemed to shatter for Regina.
Of all of the things that we had gone through with the therapy, with psychiatrists and programs, and Ian was like, I'm tired of talking, Mom.
Ian, a musician and DJ, had always been open about his mental health struggles, and Regina, in her true mama bear style, was his biggest supporter.
When it comes to depression, that people expect it to look a certain way. Ian's choice, which I respect and understand, that he didn't want to be here anymore.
Now, let's be real. Losing a child is no joke. And one that seemed to be your whole world, that could not have been easy for Regina.
Grief is a journey. Honor Ian in the totality of who he is. Speak about him in the present because he is always with me. And
the loss was so profound for a while. And yet, to be honest, none of us knew if she'd ever be able to return to her career. And yet, somehow Regina had found the strength to keep going. And so, what's Regina up to in 2024, 2 years after facing the heartbreaking loss of her son?
Time span, these last 2 years, been like for you, Regina?
Oh, wow. I'm a different person,
Well, let's just say Regina is learning to pull herself together. In true Regina-inspiring style, she's diving headfirst back into the industry with her latest project, Shirley.
A 15-year journey since we were going to tell Shirley's story to now it actually happening. I think 15 years ago, I wasn't ready to play Shirley.
Together, Regina and Raina are putting their heads together to bring to life the story of the trailblazing politician, Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to the U.S. Congress.
She was also the first Black female congresswoman and the first Black female congresswoman who was a lady.
Now, after everything she's been through, it's nothing short of inspiring to see Regina channel her energy and resilience into such an impactful role. As of now, Regina is sitting on a comfy net worth of around $16 million. Not too shabby, right? But money aside, anyone who knows Regina knows that her worth can't be measured in dollars. Regina King has a priceless mark. She's a role model, a trailblazer, and an icon. From her days as Sweet Brenda on 227 to her powerhouse Oscar wins, and even her reputation as Hollywood's take-no-nonsense queen. One thing sure, Regina will be remembered for way more than just her acting chops.
In my life, I have worked every day on my birthday. And I just kind of feel like the universe has really looked after me all of these years.
At the end of the day, Regina King's life story isn't just one of Hollywood's messiness tales. Instead, it's a story of perseverance, strength, and sheer grit. Despite the tragedy, the heartbreaks, and the challenges, Regina continues to rise above it all. As fans, we can't wait to see what she does next. Because if history is any indication, Regina King is only just getting started.